Well, you can tell we're being honest because we're not just picking our favorites. So we're being
I'm
realistic
trying.
here. All right. Let's move to some statewide stuff. Let's move on to some propositions. Prop 36, the big one that is going to do a lot of reforming of Prop 47. The last poll showed, I think, close to 70% of Californians polled support passing this. Gavin Newsom hates it for some reason. My theory has always been that politicians never like to admit that they're wrong. So the idea of the people kind of rebuking what has been put in place that you've supported kind of hurts his ego because he's trying to do all these like little reforms that don't really add to anything. But Prop 36 is basically looks like it's going to head for a landslide. What do you guys think?
I think so. Yeah. I think yes, it'll pass.
Okay.
I think it's one of those props that basically highlight the reality on the ground, and I think a lot of people have a hard time ignoring it. So it's just one of those like, yeah, something needs to be done. Your leaders are lying. It's clear. Like, let's just do this. So, yeah, I think a landslide on that one.
And I think it's also for a lot of Democrats, it's kind of a tectonic shift in politics here in California, because previously it was a lot of people who were, a lot of Democrats are very lenient on crime, and they pushed all these progressive policies, and we'll get into a race that involves these sort of policies. But now it's forcing a lot of Democrats to kind of reevaluate like where they stand on crime. And now they have to be like, now they got to be tough on crime. When previously, like 10 years ago, Democrats were not tough on crime here in California. So it's definitely the will of the people is showing them like, hey, do something about crime.
Because who's been making a big stink about it? Republicans. And that's a hard thing to try and grapple with. Like, crap, Republicans have been right here in California. How do we, how do we fix that?
Yeah, and I think maybe that's another point. It's an excellent point to say, like, Republicans have been saying we need to reform Prop 47 or repeal it since it's been enacted.
From the
get-go. So the people agreeing with Republicans who have been steadfast on this for over a decade, now all of a sudden, like, they don't want people to agree with Republicans because that's not what they want here in California. Okay, moving on to Los Angeles District Attorney race between Gascon and Nathan Hawkman. And I think we talked about it last week. It has Gascon down by 30 points in the polling. So, I think Hawkman's going to beat him. I think Gascon's done. I think he's completely unpopular. For all the reasons, I'm just going to refer to last week's episode regarding George Gascon and how unpopular he is, how much he's like the embodiment of like the antithesis of Prop 36. Like, this is why Prop 36 is winning by so much, and this is why George Gascon is losing by so much, is because crime is such a big issue, and Californians are fed up with it in terms of like how bad it's gotten, how lenient they've gotten. So I think he likely goes down in flames. And Pamela Price also is facing a recall up in Alameda County. I have no idea what the polling is on her, but I imagine she probably gets recalled too. I think there's been a huge push to get rid of progressive district attorneys here in California. So maybe we are turning a corner here in California. Who knows? Fingers crossed. Thoughts? Predictions?
Yeah, I haven't followed the that race super closely, but I do know who Gascon or whatever his name is. Mm-hmm. And I know he's not liked, and I know he's responsible for being soft on crime. Like, these are just like basic kind of, what I hear on the streets without really knowing the detail of it. So just the fact that, and I'm pretty politically savvy, so just the fact that I know he's not popular, I could see him losing. Because like you said, I think he's attached directly to the increase in crime and this type of flimsy progressive district attorney law, soft on crime style. So
I think Hawkman wins by a lot.
Yeah. I think we'll know pretty quickly who's going to win that. And speaking of a race, we'll know. Hey, thanks for checking out the California Underground Podcast. If you enjoyed that clip, make sure you subscribe, like, share, review, comment, all that stuff that helps with the algorithm, helps people find us more. And if you want to learn more, you can always listen to our full podcast at Apple, Spotify, Google, all those different places that you basically find podcasts. Or if you just want to keep watching clips, you can check out clips here, or you can subscribe to our channel right here, somewhere in here.